Good evening and welcome to this Google Hangout or Webinar Jam with myself, Ben Colley, and Andrew Wong, who is the founder of or co-founder of SM Audience. So we're going to be delving tonight into Instagram and how we can help you develop your businesses, slickening up, if that makes sense, your Instagram. We're going to be going a little bit more in depth tonight. We're going to be taking it to another level. So we'll start off and just go through a few little bits and pieces regarding my new project, which is Instagram Audience Academy. And that's all step-by-step instructions of how you can implement some small things and see some big dramatic changes. I think anyone that started using the hashtags that were free for you to access. I know some people struggled with the email, but those people that actually got those and started utilizing some of those have already seen significant increase in engagement. So we're really happy about that. Everything that you're going to learn has come from either myself and my split testing of my account and my trial account since about September time, or it's come from coaching from Andrew, who's joined us now. So it's come from either one of us, either myself and I've proven that the stuff that I'm teaching you works, or it's come from a higher level, and that's Andrew, who's helped numerous brands across Australia and certainly Australasia really develop their Instagram accounts. One thing that I really want to say to you before we press on any further tonight is that a lot of people have a misconception with regards to the amount of followers that they've got. You know, they want lots and lots of followers, but without really an idea why. You know, they just think that it looks nice. It's the same as Facebook. You know, you want lots of people on your business page, but you can buy lots of likes, so it looks nice. Doesn't mean that you get engagement. So what I really want to reiterate is, and I'll put a post on after this webinar onto the Instagram Audience Academy, or I'll call it the Instagram Academy from now on. But what I'll put a post on there, and it's about having an engaged audience rather than having a big following. You know, if you've got a big following but they're not engaged, that's worthless. And it's also the same as if you're having a, you know, really beautiful timeline, a gallery. If you've got lots of beautiful pictures and you put them in an app and you've made them really look good, but you've got no one, absolutely no one to show those to, no one engaging with that, it's pointless. You may as well be stood in the middle of the Sahara with no one around you. You know, that's the thing what you've got to consider. So that's a couple of little bits and pieces. Let's just talk about the Academy for 1 second and what you hope to achieve from that. It's open to anyone. There are the majority at the moment of network marketers, but that will change over a period of time, because I think, you know, people in the sports industry, people in the blogging profession, people in the coaching profession, the holistic profession, people with, I don't know, writers, people who are travelers, people who have got other sorts of businesses, design and art and websites. All of these people are going to be coming onto the Academy in the future without a shadow of doubt, because there's going to be so much value on there. You're going to be able to follow the posts, stepping stones, and put those posts maybe in some kind of chronological order so that you can access them in the files. And they're going to be able to, you know, really see massive changes. As I said when I did the live stream, you know, and I read some of the things out that we were looking at achieving. One of the things that we're really excited about is, you know, the small stepping stones to start with. There may be some, you know, experienced Instagrammers that have got big accounts that know the stuff, what we're already saying, but we've got to, you know, work to the whole of the crowd. And in the army, they used to say to us, move at the speed of the slowest man. And that's what we're trying to do. So we're trying to give you some information so you get everything, all the basics right before you push on. And then when it comes into the advanced marketing strategies of how to market your business, and this is something that is Andrew's forte. This is stuff you won't have heard of. You know, I hadn't heard of it, and I've been using the platform quite actively for about 18 months, and I hadn't really gone into, you know, different strategies that he's talked to me about. So we, you know, we've got everything. We've got the whole spectrum, and that's going to be coming to you. There will be course available in the future. There will be one for people really wanting to push on hard. There will be that course available in the future. Not something that we're looking at doing in the short term, but certainly in the long term for those people when they reach a certain level that want to step up again, that will be there for them. And also there'll probably be access to some kind of service in terms of our product. You know, sorry, us as a product, as in we'll be helping you, you know, in a smaller group setting, because I think where the problem you've got is there's lots of people. Like tonight, you know, 100 people that we've got registered. There's 620 on the group. Now, not everyone is working, so there's different levels of interest of learning the skills. So, you know, I think those people that are committed, that are logging in and that are wanting to learn the platform and wanting to really get their heads around it, they should be able to access a next level up that's not something that's just on the group for everyone. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be plowing on through. We're just waiting for Andrew to come on, and yet the system is a little bit slow, so he's just waiting to log on for us, and then we're going to be cracking on. What I'm going to do while we're waiting to do that is I'm going to talk to you a little bit. Here he is. He's just logging in now. He's got some slides to share with us. And well, I've just got some sound as well, so that's good. What we're going to do is talk about the competition. I did say that we're going to be having the people that added 5 people, we're going to be having a random number indicator. I'm afraid I haven't had time. However, I will do that onto the group, no problem at all. So someone is going to get half an hour with us, and then that's going to be as a prize to go over their own personal Instagram, which is going to be quite exciting. So you can really be moving yourself forward. So we're just waiting, like I say, for Andrew to get himself logged in. And when he's logged in, then we're going to get cracking. So just give us 2 minutes, guys, and we'll be off and running. Okay, what I will do in the meantime then is, because Andrew's struggling at the moment, is I will go on and we will, bear with me, and we will have a look, because he's got some slides. He's done a presentation, so I will crack on with his presentation while we're waiting for him to come on. And here we go. We're just 2 minutes, guys. Bear with me.
I'm doing a webinar.
Oh yeah, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me, Ben?
Yes, that's better.
Okay. Can you see me?
I've got you. Yes, I can see you too. So that's wonderful.
Okay. Only problem is,
Andrew, I'll let you introduce yourself. I've said a little bit about obviously what I'm doing. So, you know, talk to us a little bit about what you're doing, and that's it. Perfect. We've got the presentation and we're off and running.
Okay. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Andrew Wong is my name. I run an Instagram marketing platform, and do apologize a bit of technology issues, but I do want to share with you some really amazing insight of what we can do with Instagram today. So let me know when you're ready to start.
Yeah, by all means. So I've done a little introduction, Andrew. I know you've not been obviously able to log on, but I've done a little introduction, talked a little bit about the group and what we plan to do in the future, and take people through some stepping stones. And I said that you've got the advanced knowledge and you were going to do a presentation. So whenever you're happy, we would love to hear more.
Fantastic. All right, let's get started. Just want to confirm that you can see, what can you see on your screen?
I can see Instagram marketer and then presenter, your name and the little icon.
Fantastic. All right, let's just get on with that. Now, I'm just going to go through today and spend maybe half an hour, 40 minutes to go through what I think is the most exciting marketing platform we have today on social media. Some of the things I'm going to say is going to be a little bit controversial, but bear with me. This is really based on the experience we have in the last 2-3 years working in social media and in the last 9 months on Instagram. I can't see the feedback, so I think I'm going to have to rely on Ben giving me some feedback as to what you guys are saying. So just bear with me. Let's just go through. The first question I probably need to ask is just give me a show of hands. How many of you has already got Instagram account? And on average, what sort of number of followers have you got? Now, I can't see the screen. Maybe Ben could give me a quick readout of the number of followers that you might have.
Okay, we're waiting for it. Lost the picture. Anyone else? So I've just got to find this.
All right.
Can we put the picture?
While
this
is,
can you put
while
the picture
this is
back
happening,
on?
okay. Okay, where are you? What can you see on the screen now?
Ah, hang on. Sorry, it might be me. There we go. It must be my screen showing.
Right.
So I've got to be a bit careful here. Let's have a look.
All right.
Okay, so there's the picture back, guys. Okay. Let's have a look. So, guys, if you could comment in the comment box and just say to Andrew, what sort of size followers have you got in on Instagram? What sort of size accounts have you got? And then
while this is happening, while this is happening, let me explain to you. There's two key things you need to know on Instagram. There's two numbers: 600 million and a number of 2.5 to 3. Okay. Now, 600 million is the number of Instagram followers or users on the platform, and it is growing every day. But the important thing is it is growing also for the brands, i.e. the advertisers. So therefore, a lot of brands is getting into the market, getting into Instagram to try to talk to consumers. And the second number is the most exciting one. If you have a Facebook page, your engagement rate at the moment is probably 1%. That would be really, really good, maybe half a percent. That is because Facebook is a pay advertising platform. Instagram is not. It is quite common to get 2.5% engagement rate, even up to 5, even up to 10%, depending on the number of followers you have. So Instagram is the platform the consumer and customer want to connect with you. They want to talk to you. What we need to do is make sure there's a reason for them to follow what we say on Instagram. So those two numbers are the good news. The bad news is, while the market is growing, the competition of getting attention on Instagram is getting higher and getting attention is harder. So I'm going to take an analogy of what you do if you were to run a shop in a high street. That's really, if you run a shop, that's really two things you need to do. You need to find a marketplace that you have a very specific niche that you're in. You need to have customer service staff. You need to have salespeople to talk to the customers and build the relationships. Now, that is really very basic. So for us in Instagram, there's two things that we need to do. Get smart with hashtags. It has to be very specific niche. And you need to work Instagram to engage with the customers. So first thing I think we like to take away from this conversation is hashtags and engage like crazy. That's the motto that I have. Ben, well, what does the number say?
Okay, the numbers that we're getting, Andrew, is we're getting anything from around 800, I think, was the top. And now
Great.
yes, Ben, now we can see. Perfect, Sandra. Thank you for filling me in there. We're 800 at the top, and we're going all the way down to about someone who's just started, about 50, I believe. So a scope from the people logging in tonight, from 50 up to 800.
Fantastic. That's really good. I will then summarize what we are now doing is we are challenger brands. We want to get into the market and we want to grow the account. So what we want to do is focus on growing the account. And this is how I want you to do it. Some basic thing first. I talked about engagement rate so that we don't lose anybody. Engagement rate is a ratio of the number of likes plus the number of comments divided by the number of followers you have in the brand. So take, for example, this particular user has 75,000. The number of likes is 2,700 plus 62. Engagement divided by number, you have the engagement rate. The engagement rate you should be looking at when we are a challenger and when you're growing should be something between probably 3 to 5 and possibly even beyond. The reason is it is a lot easier to manage a smaller group of followers when you're small than managing 1,000, 100,000, 200,000 or 1 million. So that's the number that I like you to put in your head. The reason why I mentioned this first is because I like the group to focus on engagement and how we can actually get people involved in the brand. Not so much the number of followers. I care less about the number of people coming through to my shop. I do care people coming through the shop and browsing and talking to the sales staff, if that sort of makes sense to you. Now, this is what an engagement looks like, so that we know as an account, I think she's a social media blogger. Somebody make a comment, such as this, she reply. See that?
Can you move your slides along, Andrew? We're not getting anything. We've just got the main slide still.
Okay, that's a bit strange. Let me just see. Can you tell me what you can see in the screen now?
Oh, hang on, there we go. I've got the control at my end, so let's just. I've got a PDF my end for some reason.
Okay, all right. Now what you should be seeing is a screenshot of Instagram. Just confirming that, Ben. Okay,
yeah, we've got Square. Which slide are we on? Are we on Instagram 600+ million? We've gone past that one, and we're on the one of SM Audience where you've got the 3.59.
We're now on the page that has a screenshot of Instagram account by the name the lady, social media author.
Yep.
Sounds
okay,
like we're not on it. You're on it.
That's it.
Okay.
We're on.
Sounds like you're posting the page up. Is that right, Ben? So I need to synchronize with you.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So this is what engagement looks like. So what I literally like you to do is every time somebody talks about something, you reply to them. It is the equivalent of somebody coming into my shop. You talk to them and build up a relationship. Now, I seem to be banging on this niche and relationship building a fair bit. Why am I doing it? Because as a challenger, you're building a presence in the market. And Instagram essentially is your sales funnel. It's building your early stages of your sales funnel. It is not the place to transact. It is not the place to close. You can't exactly buy the stuff and ship material and products there. So Instagram is a place that you show value to your customer. Value in Instagram is you help them, you train them, and you inspire them with things that you do or your lifestyle that you're leading. You show them success story, and you can entertain them. And those are the value that people put on Instagram. You notice I didn't say anything about putting products up there. And I think this is a question that people ask a lot. Yes, you will have to put some product, but not necessarily the product per se. It is how the product make their life easier, make the customer's life easier. So you do need something to build up your reason why people talk to you as a brand, as a provider of product and services, and you need somewhere to close that sale. So closing that sale is actually on the only link that is available on Instagram. Now, Ben, I'm on a page which has an Instagram screenshot of Peg Fitzpatrick. Have you got that?
Yeah.
Great. All right. What I've done is I've circled in red the link on the bio. That link allow you to go outside Instagram into somewhere else, and hopefully is your website. So here's an example. Here's a lady who's a social media blogger, and she has a link, and eventually the link points to a Amazon bookshop to sell books. So she is selling books as a product. Next page is Clint Chadwick. Here's another one. He's a blogger, 200,000, has a link. His content is all about him, bodybuilder. He's a bodybuilder, I think, in Sydney, in Australia. If you go through his link, he sells shirts or T-shirts or gym wear. Okay, so here's just two simple examples. Use Instagram to build up, showcase his lifestyle, in this case, how the product is being used. Eventually, people will wander out of Instagram into your e-com page and buy products and buy services from you. So Instagram essentially is a sales funnel. You have to develop relationship. So that is the reason why I don't think we should be out there on Instagram talking products. People know where to get the products. People don't need to go to Instagram. People do want to know what you are doing behind the scene, who is the creator, why their product and services will make them better. Does it make sense? I'm going to have a pause.
Yeah, I was just gonna say to the guys there that what we talked about earlier on today's tip, because I've not seen this presentation fully. Andrew did send it to me, but I've not really looked through it. But what we said on today's tip here is where we've got the biography in lines with the emojis on Chad's. I'm just looking at Chad's slide, and Chad here has got this, you know, very slick looking biography that's very easy on the eye. It's very easy to read, and it's very, very simple. And we've got, you know, access to that website at the bottom. And I think that that's what you're aiming to try and achieve on your biography, something like that, where it's very short and sharp. Within that 2 seconds of a person checking your profile out, immediately I'm thinking, this looks good. What could the link be? And I'm tempted to go on the link. So sorry to interrupt, Andrew. Yeah.
Fantastic, fantastic. All right. So now that we understand how we want to use Instagram, let's just talk about the guts of Instagram. Instagram is a picture sharing platform. You do need to have visual that actually makes sense to them. Now, a lot of people make the mistake of looking at one individual image, one picture, and say, okay, what do I do with this picture? I'm just going to show you, I think what Ben is now pointing out is people look at your Instagram page as a total. They scan through all the pictures, which is 3 across and umpteen going down. Within a couple of seconds, they will size you up and know what you're about. So it is absolutely important to plan your Instagram, what they call Instagram feed, i.e. all the pictures, as a consistent whole. Now the screen that you're seeing now should be screenshot of three Instagram accounts. The first one on the left has sort of grids of have grid of pictures and then wordings in between. Now the one in the middle is food. The one on the far right has pictures of travel. Looks like it's somewhere in the United States, Grand Canyons, and so on. Immediately, you know, the first one is a social media marketing consulting person. Second one is food. Third one is travel. No question. Yes?
Yes.
Let's go to the next slide, which has a similar, one more please, Ben. This is interesting. There's 3 sort of similar. You can see there's no theme and no pattern to it. The first one has food and some picture looks like holiday. Middle one has some sparkling thing and a passport and a lady smiling at us. And the third one has somebody holding up a finger. I think is making some interesting gesture, which I don't want to get down to. Now, would you believe the first one is a lifestyle blogger? Second one is a travel. Third one is marketing. If you are a consumer wandering through this, you will probably spend 1 second and you move on. And that's literally how important that is. So absolutely essential for us to think through what you're going to say and plan it out. It doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be highly tailored, and you don't have to spend lots of money on it. Probably authentic and probably consistent is probably the key. So my point here for content is you want to show how the content is being used. You want to show not your product per se, but how the product will make their life better. You want to show a little bit of behind the scene. Now, Ben does that very well because he will talk about his service, if you think about it this way, how he can help entrepreneur to build a business. But every now and again, he will have pictures of his daughter. He will have pictures of family. Now, that is important because people want to connect with people. Even though Instagram is a platform, they want to see there's a human behind it, not a robot. And I'll come back to the robot over and over again. You want to show a human side. And this is where we as young entrepreneurs and we as challenger brand can do something about it because we are different. We are not a huge organization from the United States. We can afford the human touch. So play that card wherever you can. Last thing is you might want to have something that is a bit funny. Funny content always work. A lot of people put cats, pictures of cats, goldfish, dogs is another good one. Those things always brings what they call engagement. People like it, people react to it. Because at the end of the day, the people that you're talking to, the consumer, are not always here to buy your stuff. We love them to buy our stuff all the time, but they don't. What is important is you give them a reason for them to follow you, and the reason may well be entertainment. It may well be a reminder how our product is useful for them. Now, so that really is the major take out for being good at content.
Can we just stop there a second, Andrew, and just move the slide across and just see? So, Andrew, can you make the slides fit the screen? No, because you're seeing my slides at the minute, Dorothy, I think it is. And what we're doing is, because I'm moving the slides, so I'm speaking to you. If they fit the screen, I can't see the comments as and when they come up. So if you're asking something, okay. I can't actually see that. So we're making the best of a bad job here. Let's just move that up. And then let's just click back onto that. So let's make it a little bit better for you, maybe. But what we're going to do is just ask you, did that make sense to you? Just give us a 1 on the keyboard if that made sense. Okay, into how do you organize your profile into a grid? We're going to do questions shortly, but that one is a very simple one to answer. You would simply do every other post that you do would be your quote. Because if you have a look at mine is very much that grid format now for the last sort of week or so. So if that made sense, if those 2 profiles or those 2 pages really stood out to you and you could see the distinct area, then put a 1. We've got a couple of 1s, so you're getting the idea, guys, right? That there's something highly visual that's engaging in the top ones, and then the ones beneath weren't doing very good at all, where there's a mixed match. We couldn't tell that was a travel one, could we, from looking at it? So thank you very much, Andrew. Everyone's getting this and they're saying you're doing great. So onwards, if we would, please.
Thank you. All right, the next one is the big one, is hashtags. This conversation is about hashtag. Hashtag is your niche, or niche if you come from a North American country. It defines a local market. Hashtag is the equivalent of, in a digital marketing sense, search term on Google. People find you via your hashtag. It is absolutely essential. For people like us who is growing, hashtag is the only organic, and I repeat, the only organic tools that you have to build audience on Instagram. Now, there are other techniques, including robots, buying followers, and so on, which I'm happy to discuss maybe offline. But to do it properly, to do it within the terms and conditions of Instagram, hashtag is the only option. So finding a hashtag that actually is your niche is absolutely essential. Now, then I'm going to go through to the next slide, which has 2 shots. That's it. I can see it. Hashtag means the hashtag is something with a hashtag sign in front, followed by a word. When you look at Instagram, there's a thing called most recent, which on your screen is circled like 51,000 public posts. That is what they call density. The word density is a bit technical, but it basically means how often that hashtag has pictures on it, how often it is being used. A lot of people think, I want to grow, so I want to reach out to the biggest market. So I'm going to use the biggest hashtag like Friday, Instagram, entrepreneur, food, etc. That is the #1 mistake. Don't do that, because what happens is everybody uses that hashtag, and your conversation, your image, the image that you put up so much effort in building it will get lost within a few seconds. What do I mean by getting lost in a few seconds? If you look at the one on the far right, the picture on the far right, you have pictures, you have images arranged in rows of 3 going down the page. These are arranged in time order of the post. So if you put up the picture of the flower, which is the second row, it was the 4th one down. And if it is a very popular hashtag, within a few seconds, it will be swamped and your picture will be pushed down all the way down to the bottom. So density is important. Density determines the roles and position. And what we wanted to do is to find hashtag that actually is not very popular when you are starting out. When you're starting out, you want to be niche. You want to find hashtag that is vertical to your market, and you want to own, if you like, you want to be the king of the hashtag. That's essentially what you need to do. Let us look at another example. Ben, can you go to the next page, which has an account called Arnog, A-R-N-O-G. This is an example. Now, what you're seeing here, just out of interest, is the SM Audience platform itself. It is very simple to use. It doesn't require you to log in. You put in your name of either an account or hashtag, which I'll show you later on, and you have all this wonderful analytic information that you can use. Using SM Audience to look at one account called Arnog, and I think he's from Finland, or certainly the Northern European. And here's a list of his images, and the one circle has 28 and 2, that means 28 like and 2 comments, with the engagement rate of 24.07. Right. So that is a fairly engaging account. Now, just on that score, at one glance, you are absolutely clear this guy is about photography, is about travel, is in the Scandinavian country, no doubt about it. And you can see that his 27% engagement rate is pretty good. The thing that is of interest to me, Ben, the next slide, please. If you go through the SM Audience, you click through any one of the pictures, and I'll show you later on how to do that. Here is the analysis of his hashtags. So let's just take a minute and have a look at it. First column is the hashtag itself. Middle column, the one on the right, is density, which at the moment under amazing shots, it has 51,000. See that? Row 3, position 9. And also it's highlighted 40. Now, let me explain. What this is telling you is this particular post of a penguin has all these hashtags. In fact, it has 31 hashtags. And by the time 40 minutes past the time was posted, this is the performance of the hashtag on that post. Let me just go back. So we now have a picture, we now have an analysis of the performance of each of the hashtag this guy is using based on how the maturity, how long the post, the image is related to density, and more people uses it, your image got pushed down. That row 3 and 9 tells you where your image is under this particular hashtag. So for him as a person, as a blogger, using this hashtag called Amazing Shots, and almost an hour down the track, he's still up in the top 3 rows. That is pretty good. Yes? Everybody agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
If you go up,
just to clarify, Andrew, when you put in as a search, as a hashtag, you will find lots and lots and lots of pictures. The top 9 of those pictures are in a box at the top of that search. So when you search them, you'll find the top 9. And what Andrew is saying here is the row is the 3rd row down, okay, and the position is number 9. So that will be bottom right. So this position after 40 minutes, when you search that hashtag, it's still in that top quadrant of pictures. So that's the first ones that you actually notice when you search that hashtag.
That is correct. So here is an example of somebody picking a hashtag that is performing fairly well. And what you want to do is use something like this tool, to continuously monitor the performance of the hashtag so that your post is up as high as possible in terms of the rows. If you let's try another example. Can you see there is a hashtag called Earth, 3 rows above? It has 10 million or 11 million density. What this is saying is this person used the hashtag Earth, and his post under Earth disappear out of the row number 67, and people just wouldn't find it. Unless people are looking for Arnog, you will never be able to find it. So here's an example. If you have limited hashtag to use, and you pick all those hashtags that are so big, your post will never be found. You'll be wasting your effort in putting up content, and nobody will know. It's just like in a Google search term, you're putting up some term that is so popular, and your search result will be down in page 47, unless you pay Google AdWords for it. So that is exactly the same thing. So you do need to find hashtags that are niche but of lower density, particularly important when we are starting out. Ben, can you page forward 3 slides to a slide called hashtag in my niche, which I'm trying to address the question. Okay, we understand why hashtag is important, why small density hashtag is important, particularly for us right now. But how do we find them? Well, it's actually quite relatively easy, particularly if you have access to tools such as this. Hashtag is your niche. Okay, so what is my niche? How do I define my niche? Well, if I am, for example, in knitting, or if I'm making handcraft things, if I'm making woodwork, those, or making a product that actually people buy, you must have competitors. Your competitors define part of your niche. Consumer come and look for products and services that you are providing. They have choices. Those other competitors are already doing Instagram. Some of those will have hashtag that you can use. So essentially, number one, look at what your competitors are doing, or look at bloggers. Now, in a knitting situation, there will be a lot of people publishing patterns. It will be a lot of people talking about experience of switching from something into knitting. Those bloggers doesn't necessarily sell anything other than educating the market. When you want somebody you want to track, look at their hashtags. There are influencers. Now, influencers are sort of like a big time consumer that actually attracted a lot of followers. If they're influencer in your niche, follow them and find out what hashtag they use. Those are the people and products and competitors that you can use to find the hashtag. There are other ones, such as if you have, as for a specific season situation, look at seasonal hashtags such as Thanksgiving for the United States and so on and so on. Those are also very useful. Last and most important thing is actual location. If you're living in a certain part of the geography, let's say Surrey, the UK, those hashtags will be that is relevant or unique for your location will be another niche hashtag for you. So if you look at that, you now have a list of ideas to come from. Now here's the tool that you should use. Ben, page down, please. Okay, here's SM Audience website itself. Is www.SM Audience, actually stand for social media audience. Blue buttons on the right hand side, it says find hashtag. If you click through that, it will get you into a page. What I've also circled is followers. Now, you can use this tool to type in the name of a blogger, the name of your competitor, the name of your competitors' products, or alternatively, use this button, that drop-down button called following, and have a look at the followers that you are currently following on your account. The reason is we figure out most people start off in their Instagram account by following other people of interest to them. A big majority of them will be bloggers, will be influencers, will be competitors. Look through those and select any one of those, and it will then give you a list of hashtags that they use. So pick an account, plug it in, and you will get a list of hashtags that they are using. Then can I page forward 2 pages, please? That's it. Here is the result. Here is the result of me using the platform, plugging in one of the photographer. Let's say, imagine I am a travel agent, or I am a travel blog site, and I want to sell, or I want to sell travel photos. My competitor may well be this guy called DK Photograph, just one of the blogger. I look at the hashtag, and here is a list. And I notice amazing shot, that's just one of the hashtag, have 51,000 density. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 3 above that. There's a hashtag called I love Gold Coast. Now, Gold Coast is a location in Australia. Now, here's 2 examples. I love Gold Coast is a location-based hashtag. Amazing shot is a hashtag related to the travel and photography industry, but is of medium-sized density, 51,000. So those are 2 that I think I will be interested in using to get my services, photography, travel, into the marketplace. Now, I've been saying, keep going on this thing called density. Ben, can you fast forward 2 pages, please? Okay. I'm going to fast forward to say, when you've done all this, you will start collecting lots of hashtags. You want to build your own list. You want to build your own list of hashtags. So what it means is you cannot buy hashtag from the market, because my argument is every niche is different. If you buy everybody else's hashtag, you will end up competing with them. We want to be different. We want to be niche, because we're a challenging brand. So you want to build your own list of hashtags. You use the tools such as ours. Collect as many as hashtag that you think is that relevant for you. Categorize them if you wanted to, and then you pull them out 30 at a time. 30 at a time to build into your hashtag list for your post. Okay, a couple of things. Instagram allow you to have 30 hashtags per image. Use all of them. It's free, so use up 30. You build up a list, and you want to be using that list reasonably consistently. Maybe you do need to change them, but probably change it only if the picture changes or if your conversation change. You can use the same hashtag for a week at a time. Absolutely no issue. It's the golden rule. When you are starting, pick hashtag that is 5 to 10 times the size of your follower. Let me rerun that. Take your follower number, multiply by 5 or 10 or even 15 if need be. Those are the sweet spot of the hashtag that you want. If I'm 1,000 follower, I can certainly pick a hashtag that is 100,000, 50,000, easy. Once I go beyond that, I'm into a space that I will lose in terms of competition, because I'm not big enough and the engagement is not big enough in terms of Instagram. So start with a hashtag that actually fits within your niche, and the golden rule is fit within 5 to 10 times or the size of your follower. I'm going to pause here and just make sure everybody understands this point.
Okay, guys. So just to clarify, I'm moving the screen again. Okay. Take notes, been recorded. No probs. Jeanette, what have we got? Where can you find the engagement rate? The engagement rate is, just to clarify, just a couple of questions we've got as we go. This is being recorded. Yeah, absolutely. The engagement rate is literally your followers, yeah, then divided by your combined comments and your combined likes. So let's just say you had 192 likes and 2 comments is 200, and you had 1,000 followers, then your engagement rate is going to be 20%. Does that make sense? It's going to be 20% engagement, because you've got 200 total comments and likes, and then you're going to have the 1,000 followers. So you divide the two combined into the other one. So just to go through this 5 to 10 rule, this is something that Andrew taught me, and I was going for the big numbers, the 10 millions, the loves, the smiles, the forevers, all of those that have got millions and millions. And all that happened was, if you imagine dropping a stone off a skyscraper, that is exactly what happens to your picture in terms of these big density hashtags. As soon as you drop the stone, gone. Okay, that you don't understand the 5 to 10 rule. Let me explain. You've got 1,000 followers, or let's just go 100. Most of you have got around about 100, 200 followers. You've got 100 or 200 followers. You're going to be looking at hashtags no more than 2,000 ideally. And that's 20 times. But what Andrew has just said to us is maybe 15, 20% when you're a small challenger brand. But no, you don't want to be going, if you've got 100 followers, into the 1 millions. Maybe look, the rule here is, having the percentage spread. So you'd have a couple maybe of the ones with the, hundreds of thousands, but the majority in the tens of thousands. And then certainly a good handful of your hashtags want to be just 5 times. So 500 times density. If you have a look at the free ebook that I sent you on the hashtags, you'll notice the density range going from 200 all the way through to several million. And what I've said on that ebook is, you can use these in the network marketing space, select, as Andrew said, a variety, a spectrum going through the majority, if you've got a small account, low hashtags with a few higher ones, and you're going to start seeing massive engagement increase. So we'll come on to that anyway. Sandra, I'll answer that question for you in 1 second. So we'll just come back to Andrew and let him just clarify a few other things for us.
All right, thank you, Ben. I'm just conscious of the times. I want to make sure I deliver the most important part of this conversation. Stick to hashtag that actually is relevant for your niche. Ben is referring to the structure of the hashtag. You have 30 to play with. Built it in such a way that there's a big part of it is the hashtag that is within your range. So I suggested 70% of them, 21 of them are within the range. Let's say within my range, maybe 30,000, 50,000, right? Or for you, it may well be something else different. Then pick up a little bit related to seasonal. Football's on, the AFL Cup, or whatever the case may be. Do play around with 1 or 2 very popular ones, because you never know, somebody's do happen to search for a very popular hashtag Friday or Instagram, happen to come across you, but I will not bank my whole house on that particular popular hashtag. The last point in which probably somebody might ask is, do I want to put up my own product's hashtag in it? By all means, do that. Only do one. The reason is, people know you, they don't need to hashtag to find you. They will find you in a website or on your Instagram account. If you want to use one hashtag just for branding purposes, SM Audience or Ben Collins and so on, by all means do that. But it is one almost like a throwaway. So the bottom line is, look at hashtag that is relevant for you. And the conclusion of that point is, when you are good at it, when I say what do I mean by good, if I pick a hashtag that is within 20,000 and I'm consistently getting my post up there, getting a lot of engagement, and which we didn't have time to talk on the next one, is your post becoming the top 9. And I repeat, there's a thing called the top 9. What that means is you're so popular for that hashtag, your post is being advertised free by Instagram. If you do that for that hashtag, meaning very successful, you move to the next level higher hashtag. If I'm very good at the 20,000 range, I will go to the 40,000. Right now, at the moment, I'm working for the 50, going to the 70 for my business. So what you want to do is progressively conquer one layer of hashtag at a time. And by doing it consistently, you'll build more followers, you'll build more engagement. And this is why hashtag is the only and it's the best organic method of building an Instagram audience. Now, I'm looking at the clock right now. I'll probably need to hand back to Ben for more questions. But if I summarize it right now, I said two things. Hashtag to find your niche, and I've shown you some of the techniques. By all means, go to the SM Audience, download the ebook there, use the tool, play around with it. It is simple to use. Plug in the name, it wouldn't break anything. Do that, just learn about it. You will have lots of questions. Go back to Ben, go to join the Facebook group, ask question. I'll be up there. I'm more than happy to explain some of the content for you. The second thing, which I highlight, which we would not have time to talk about today, is engage. Remember the story I talked about, you setting up a shop and you wanted to have good signage, which is hashtag, you want to have sales staff. Please, please, please engage with the customers. The people who come through on Instagram showing some interest, etc., are your potential customers in the future. Chat with them, like them. Don't sell them anything. You just want to be, I'm here, we got something valuable. And if you do those two things consistently, I promise you, people will notice you. People will come around more often onto your page. Some of those will buy your stuff. That literally is quite simple. Ben, over to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Andrew. I'm going to switch back to the screen now, guys. We're going to do some questions to finish us off. Got it. Thanks, Ben. Okay, we're going to go on to the, if we just move this across. So get any questions that you've got. We're going to try and answer. We've got about 10 minutes. We're going to try and do what we said, which is answering some questions. We've got the free ebook. Okay, so I'm going to load that. Display offer. Guys, can you see that on your screen? If you would like the free ebook that Andrew, there's absolutely no catch to it. It's going to explain a lot of the hashtags, the top 9. It's really, really good, 5+1 days. If you want that, you can click on the screen there, put yes, please. Should be available to everyone to click. So if you actually go down and click onto that, take you straight through to the sign up for the ebook. Get that, and it will be in your inbox, and you'll get an email a day going through the system that Andrew's spoken about. Just to clarify, we are going to be doing these for 3 weeks, so every Friday night, moving forward with your knowledge. Let's go back to the chat. If you've got any questions, guys, because we have got a few minutes, myself and Andrew, just to go on to there. Hopefully you can still get that offer. But I just wanted to see the chat. So if you've got any questions that we've been over tonight, if it doesn't make sense, don't sit and in ignorance. Ask the question, because we're more than happy to help you. Sandra, do you understand the 5 and 10 times rule now? So you're using 5 and 10 times your followers. Does that make sense to you? If it does, that's great. There is the offer. Okay, so you want to click onto the ebook on screen now. That will take you straight through to the ebook, and that's going to explain a lot of the hashtags, and you're going to be able to get stuck in with regard to that. Come back to the chat. Yes, and I've got it. Great. Yes, we can see it about 10 times. Yeah, it's the what's his name, isn't it? It's the feet. It's showing my screen, so let's turn that off. I can stop showing my screen now. The presentation is going to continue next Friday night. This is a 3-part. You should be able to see my handsome face now. Good evening. You should be able to. Thanks, Hazel. Subscribe to it. Yes, guys, 3 weeks. So this is part 1. But we're trying to take you progressively on a journey. So what we've spoken about tonight, there's going to be some of the information condensed, and that's going to be put out as your tips over the next few days. So you're going to be able to put that into practice. Yes, we are recording. The recording will be on the group. As soon as I've got it off YouTube, I'm going to put it over onto the group. You guys can access that, and the people that have missed. What have we got? Someone putting their hand up? Nope. Okay, so a couple more minutes, guys. If you've got any questions, anything you've known at all, why Andrew is here, he's the expert. If you want to know how to smash Instagram, then it's sensible that you are now lost in the group with all of the activity. It's very exciting, isn't it, that group? There's so much activity on there, it's untrue. I've never seen so many people commenting and liking on a group. It's amazing. So that's really good. And if you've got anyone as Andrew and I said, you know, if you've got anyone at all to add to the group, it's a free platform. So we don't go for the biggest numbers. No numbers. It's a misconception. You know, I think that we're so pre-programmed in society to want the biggest and the best that you know, we overlook the fact that it's about an engagement. You know, if you've got people commenting, if you've only got 500 friends on Facebook, but they're all commenting and liking, you know, the algorithm's picking that up and it's going to spread it all across. And it's exactly the same with Instagram. So let's have a look. Is that Karine? Do you recommend having a separate business account, Andrew?
Okay. There's two parts to it. If you have already got a personal account and you have lots of followers, and if your product is, let's say, a professional or personal service, I will stick with your personal account, because authenticity is more important than having a snazzy product. However, if you are selling a physical product and you have just started, it probably is a good idea to build up a new Instagram account that is specific for a product. So those are the sort of two things that I'll balance out. Now, I would love to have a look to see exactly what you got. As a general invitation to everybody in the audience, you don't know me that well, but I'm a bit of a workaholic. It's like Ben. So when I met him, I said, oh, gee, I've got another workaholic in the UK. So whenever you got questions, ping it in either the Facebook group, which Ben would talk about, or send an email to me, which is andrew.wong, which is my name, at SM Audience, or go to the website, the contact us, you'll reach me and my team. Ask a question. I'm more than happy to have a good look at it. But to answer your question specifically is, if it is a product, I will switch across to a brand new account. But if it's a personal service, a grooming service, a coaching service, your personal name and what you do is more important and more authentic than a product. Stick with that. That would be my suggestion.
That's very good. Yeah, amazing. Yes, Dorothy's put quality, not quantity. I think that sums it up very well. I think build, you know, the galleries that you've just seen there, you know, with the checkerboard effect. It looks really, really nice. And some people have columns. So you do one picture and then another one picture and then one picture of another sort, and then do the same. So it's every third one. They have that, and it looks very nice in linear, like lines going down rather than the checkerboard. That looks awesome as well. But you can see the difference in how that stood out against the other one. And this is what I've been trying to say to you guys, you know, that we've got to look at the aesthetic element of your account, and then we can also look at the hashtag element. And if we combine the two, you're going to get a lot more engagement. I mean, then we can talk about, you know, lots of advanced things. Tonight's been, I'm on SM Audience and confused about how to search hashtags. Do I search for an influencer that I find on Instagram? How do I know who is an influencer? I think it's best if you, rather than us trying to explain that now, if you actually get sign up to the book, just bring it up one more time. Sign up to the book if you've not clicked on it already, because you're going to get the emails describing step-by-step processes of how to find absolutely everything. Top 9, the how to actually find the hashtag, how to find the influencers, how everything works. It's all going to be delivered into your inbox. And I would say that's beneficial because you can share it with people you know as well then. So if you haven't clicked, click there for your free offer tonight. Anything else? Let me see if I've missed anything. Can't wait to listen to it again and see all the slides. And another thing as well, guys, if you've got, just one last thing before we go, if you have got a Facebook business page, and I think Andrew may come on to this in the subsequent weeks, but if you have got a Facebook business page, it's hugely advantageous to link that to your Instagram account, being in business. And the reason for this is you get to see the analytics, which is the back office side. And I'm going to put some pictures onto the group as the weeks progress, what the analytics side of Instagram looks like, what you're looking for, how that works for you, the things that you're looking to grow week on week, and what makes it all tick. So look forward to that as well. But if you link your Facebook page, not a profile, with your Instagram account, it allows you to have what's called an Instagram for Business account, and that gives you the analytics. If you have a private personal account, you can't have the analytics behind it. So You've already done that. Brilliant. Any last words from you, Andrew, before we log off?
Look, I think in summary, I think Instagram has still got a big opportunity in the marketplace. From what I've seen, certainly talking to a whole bunch of people in the United States and less degree in Europe, is more brands is going to get into the marketplace. I think in terms of growth, we're probably about 30-40% in the curve, so to speak. And I think within the next 18 months is the golden opportunity for small brands such as what we are to make a mark. But please, please, please think niche or niche, depending on who you are. Small is good. Big initially is not that good. Okay, everybody, thanks very much. And feel free to connect with me, email me, and I'll be talking again next week.
Okay, thank you very much, Andrew, for your time once again from Australia. I know it's morning time with you. Enjoy your weekend. And thank you very much for all of us Europeans here for spending your time with us. Anything you've got, guys, any questions at all, stick it onto the group. Also, we'd like to hear your feedback because this is the first one for all of you people on the group. Share it, share the group. Anyone that's going to benefit from these free trainings, get those people to engage in the group as well. So great energy. And I thank you all for logging in. I'll post the recording on there. Have a wonderful weekend and I'll catch you all soon. Good night.